All right, welcome to this founders chat, which we haven't done in so long. I don't remember how many years. It's been maybe 2 years that we haven't done one of these, but I'm so thrilled that we can continue and bring it back at least as a special holiday edition for everyone out there. I'm so excited to be interviewing Sunghee today for this conversation. Sunghee, thanks for joining us. And yeah, how are you doing this season?
I'm doing well. Yeah, it's kind of hard to believe that we are already wrapping up 2024. So much has happened already this year, and obviously this year felt like it was very long, but also very, very short at the same time. So let's start to
Yeah,
wrap my
it
year
feels like it's kind of blink of an eye, right? All right, so the format of this, we're going to do a few of these, and some of
up.
them will be kind of one-on-one interviews. You'll get to watch a little bit more behind the scenes of our planning process over the next few weeks. So I hope everyone's going to stay tuned. Probably going to post this on YouTube and maybe Instagram as well.
Mm.
But the goal for this one today is to do a little bit of reflection of the year. I know we're still in November, it's not the end of the year. However, we did want to start have a conversation around what's been a major highlight for us, what are some learning lessons for us, and what's exciting for us next year. So I'm going to kick off by asking you, Key, three questions, and you can maybe answer them one at a time. So first question for you is what are three of your major kind of roses or highlights from this year
We talked
with
about
being
doing
brunch?
one room. Just kidding.
Oh yeah, we
Do you
did
want
say one. All right, let's do one. Too much
Okay,
pressure
yeah,
on three. Let's do
yeah.
one roast. Yeah.
No, I mean, obviously this year was very, very exciting. There were a lot. Like I can probably count till like hundreds if I were to name what happened this year that excites me personally, but also like what's exciting for the team. But if I were to highlight just one rose, I would say it's that our team and our program is growing. I think our small team that started with just the two of us, and it was 3 or 4 people for a very long time. It has now 9 people, and then 10 people actually counting one more person that's joining. And that I think for us is very exciting. And that also shows that our program has been growing. So as you all know, or you might not know, but you probably all know that we had our third annual Women Power Coffee Summit recently hosted in October. That was the biggest one that we've hosted just yet. We had over 265 participants, half of which were coffee producers coming from Mexico, Colombia, Costa Rica, Honduras, and many other Central American countries, as well as other coffee producing regions. And our RCI program, the training program, has also been growing to reach more people in rural parts of Costa Rica, but also to Colombia for the first time. And we are also going to be launching our RCI full on in Mexico. So I would say that's also very exciting. And obviously my favorite program, I'll have to say, MRI. Just because I think we get to taste the coffees and the hard work of the producers that have put in the work. And obviously, my favorite. I love all the programs equally, but the MRI program is also growing. So we've reached a lot more clients this year in different parts of the world: North America, Europe, East Asia, and Middle East for the first time. So I think in general, the growth that we've had in this small but mighty team has been very, very exciting, and we're hoping to sustainably and healthily, in a healthy way, grow the work that we do.
All right. Definitely lots of roses kind of bundled into one, but a helpful kind of summary of all that happened for us. Let's talk a little bit about you mentioned the growing team, you mentioned the summit, you mentioned RCI, and then of course MRI as well. Um, I want to talk a little bit about maybe challenges and maybe one challenge for the time being across these different initiatives from the programmatic element to the people element to the revenue element. If you were to be, you know, picking one element that was the hardest, perhaps personally for you, kind of leading all of these things, what would be coming on top?
Yeah, I would say that's a really good question and a hard one to answer because I feel like it's not always so easy to, acknowledge that you're having a difficult time. But I think this year, with the excitement around the growth, I think it's quite often that you also have to the pain that comes from the growth. And then I think for me personally, was related to feeling like I'm stretched across all these programs that we have and not really feeling like I'm being useful in any of this program. So you feel like you're like, contributing and you have your toes and everywhere, because obviously the program was growing. And I think for both of us, since we're overseeing all of these projects and the partnerships, I think there were times where I sat down and said like, okay, what am I doing now? Because I felt like I was pulled into too many directions. And I think before, when we were starting this, we were literally driving everything from beginning till the end, including partnership, relationship building with producers, reporting on it and all of it. And now we have an incredible team that are executing wonderful projects, but it still, for newer projects, requires our time and effort to build the partnerships and relationships and nurture and really support the team in its growth, right? And I felt like, I think personally, I felt a bit too stretched. And I think this year was quite particular. I was reflecting on this, and I think with you as well earlier this month, of like how much time we've spent away from our home, and how much time we had to be away to be able to like really be present for opportunities and grow the potential of the program that we have. So like, building potential partners, meeting funders and meeting, producers, and, going and visiting potential venues for our summit and all of it, I think took away a lot of our time with our loved ones. But I think regardless of it all, I'm glad to be sitting where I am today, and to be looking back and feeling, really satisfied and happy with what we've achieved this year.
Amazing. Yeah, it's definitely with more opportunities, we've kind of like pulled a lot of weight as a small team, but of course that has meant that we're being stretched quite thin for sure. All right, let's talk about 2025. I know we're still a month away. There's a lot of planning that we're doing right now. Without giving away maybe spoilers, what is one thing that you're excited for 2025? What are you looking forward to?
Yeah, I'm sure this is also like something that you would resonate with. We are having a lot of strategic conversations right now. Recently, we had conversations around what's the difference between plan and strategy. And, I think we have turned 5 years old this year as an organization, as a nonprofit, like registered 501(c)(3) in the US. And with that in our back pocket means, we are now able to actually look a little bit further into our future. Before, it was more of like, okay, 1 year at a time. And I think last year, for the first time, we did like 3 year planning for the first time. And this year, starting this year, I think we started having a longer term conversation around what would Bin Voyage be doing in 5 to 10 years, and what, like, in beyond 10 years, right? And with that has come not rebranding, but like strategizing how we're going to be grouping the initiatives and talking about communicating the work that we do. There are a lot of overlaps between different initiatives, and I think it has grown organically for us, of like, oh, we had this great conversations with this producers group. They wanted to do something about X project, and we're hearing about the needs for food security, and let's come up with an initiative to support that need. And I think over the last few years, that's kind of like how we've designed our initiative based on the needs that the communities that we collaborate with have. And I think recent team retreat that we hosted in October with all of our teammates, including regional leads in Mexico, was a great opportunity for all of us to come together and evaluate all of our programs and initiatives and how we work right now. We did role plays, we did SWOT analysis, we did so many different like one-on-one conversations, but also like a group conversations, to realize that there is a common thread across our model, and then there is a need for us to organize them, like, package them better, so that 5 years later we can still keep what's a skeleton of our work intact, while being still agile and open to hearing the needs of the communities that we continue to work with. So I think that's like what's really exciting. We're going to be making an announcement soon about what the change would look like, and obviously I don't think we're sharing it yet, but maybe just like quick glimpse into it is that there are three big initiatives, like categories that we're going to be doing regarding the training program that we do, and then regarding the market outreach program that we do, as well as the summit. So yeah, stay tuned for an update there. We ourselves are very, very excited. We are currently in the review phase with our board, our teammates, and just everyone just having a second and third check on the document that we are creating, and then soon that will be available for everyone to view. So that, I will say, is very, very exciting, because that's strengthening the foundation that Bin Voyage has built over the last few years, so that we can be sustainably growing in the future. Oh, you're on mute? Yeah.
Sorry. Thank you for sharing without giving away the details.
I
Appreciate
was
that
like,
so
what was
much.
gonna share?
You did it perfectly, actually. Um, all right.
Mm,
The final thing that I want to ask, and I think this is important for us to kind of position, considering that this is, around the time of Giving Tuesday and a big kind of fundraising season for us. And so a big question that I think comes up to us from either funders or even, donors, individuals who are interested in Bean Voyage is, what
mm,
is your biggest need right now? What are you looking to build for next year, and where do you need the most support? So, Sunghee, this
mm.
is kind of the moment of fame. What is the biggest priority for us as an
Um,
organization right now?
Right. I think with the restructuring of how we are doing our program also comes how we're going to be fundraising and funding the work that we do. So I think it's not new at all for us nor for other organizations, but we are moving towards per farmer like scholarship model of, requesting you all to join us to fund a producer to, start the journey of Bin Voyage by joining the farmer school, like the Resilient Communities Initiative, where they can receive training on key topics, including regenerative agriculture, gender, financial literacy, business development, and go on to receiving seed funds anywhere between $400 up to 10,000 if you're a group of producers, right? We've worked with associations that are applying for bigger funding. And then to graduate, oftentimes for the first time in their lifetime, to graduate in their name with their own certification and a ceremony, and to be able to then export their coffee and participate at the summit. All of this, it feels like I'm like a shopping host, but all of this package or the scholarship, currently we're able to offer this to producers at about $950 per year. And we want to invite you to join us in the journey to support the producer to, really start the journey with Bin Voyage. And once they join the journey, they're always part of the community, not only supported by us directly, our team, but there is a large network of producers, like 1,000 producers, who are really actively supporting and caring for one another, whether it's through WhatsApp groups, and they have regular chats, or master classes that we host with our partners virtually, but also in person, as well as farmer advisory committee that we have that hosts regular meetups and training opportunities. So we want to be able to support more producers to join this journey, so that they can actually go on to build thriving businesses for themselves and their families. So join us this Giving Tuesday, provide a scholarship or two or more, bring your friends to join the effort as well. And if there's anything that you need from us or more details, how it's the breakdown of the cost and all of it, we're welcome. We will be happy to share them with you. So email us at hello@binvoice.org, or if you know either of us directly, WhatsApp us. That's also very welcome.
Thank you so much, Suki. And yes, there is indeed a pretty exciting year ahead for Bean Voyage, and there are some big needs as well. So we hope you'll consider, if you are interested in giving, the website link is www.beanvoyage.org/give. We will probably put it out in the upcoming weeks. And so we hope you'll consider giving it a look, considering it, and joining the movement as well. Thank you, Sangeet, for this conversation. We'll come back with
Yeah.
another kind of switched up interview in the upcoming weeks. But any final words before we wrap up for this interview?
No, I think as the holiday season starts, we hope you have a wonderful holiday season with your loved ones. And once again, I think it can't be emphasized enough. We are very, very grateful for your unwavering support over the last few years and being like really key in making sure that the work that we do reaches more producers and more people in rural parts of Latin America. So thank you so much for being part of our voyage, and we look forward to staying in close touch.
All right. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Sunghee. Thank you all for watching. We'll come back with another episode. We're not doing a series, but we're just going to come back for a couple more episodes towards the end of this year. All right, everyone. Take care. Thanks for joining this Founders Chat.
Yeah. Bye, everyone. Thank you.